What is up, guys? Welcome back, and today we are going to talk about
cards. All of this space. You're gonna walk a mile.
1 mile. That seems like a long ways. I wonder if there's any other ways that we could measure that.
14 football fields worth of cards.
Okay, welcome back. I promise that's not the whole video, but I had too much fun doing that, so I had to. Today we actually do have a couple of things that I want to cover, though, including the pulling and the sale of a couple of Black Prizm Finite sports cards, a couple of rookie quarterbacks. We're going to take a look at those things and how they've played out so far. We're also going to take a look at a repack product and some other people that have been doing some crazy things in the hobby, so stay tuned. Okay, so first let's get started with this.
The biggest football card of the year was just pulled, and here's the full story. So Backyard Breaks just hit.
Oh God, Backyard Breaks, not those guys again. Jesus, I can't believe these guys are still in the hobby. I can't believe that anyone out there is still giving money to these guys. After all the stuff that they've been doing and after that whole Kaboom fiasco or whatever, I mean, I can't believe that these guys are still around. But yes, you heard it here first. That is a page called Trove. Really had a lot of respect for this guy on Instagram. He does a lot of these sorts of kind of like different sports card and sports stories in this short format. Really like these. Are really entertaining. However, he's, in my opinion, started to lose a little bit of credibility, which we're going to talk about here in the next segment. But I do want to get back to this really quick. So you can see that that is the C.J. Stroud Black Prizm Finite rookie. It was indeed pulled. And as he explains in his video here, if you want to go to his page, obviously you can watch that. But this is probably going to be C.J. Stroud's biggest card, at least for the time being, just because he is a rookie and hasn't signed in any products yet. So there won't be any major autographs floating around of C.J. Stroud for quite some time. So it will be interesting to see this. I do want to use this to segue, though, to the other Black Prizm Finite rookie that I wanted to talk about, which was Bryce Young, that also somehow ended up with Backyard Breaks because I guess they bought it. I was doing some digging on the internet and found that Santiago Sports Cards, I don't know if the guy's actually in Detroit, huge Lions fan, I guess, but anyways, facilitated this private sale to one of the guys that's associated with Backyard Breaks for $50,000 for the Bryce Young. I mean, I know that the Justin Herbert, I think, did like $1.2 million, and somebody bought a Mac Jones for $100K, but I can't even imagine thinking about spending $50,000 on a Bryce Young rookie card. I mean, look at the organization itself. I live in Charlotte, so I'm very familiar with the Charlotte scene and the Panthers and what's going on here, Carolina Panthers. I can't believe the owner, who would want to work for this guy? Nobody wants to coach there. Nobody wants to play there. The team is awful. The offensive line is bad. They can't protect. I mean, the whole situation is just terrible. Bryce Young's obviously a pretty small guy. He's got some talent. He was great at Alabama. But thinking that he is going to be one of the guys that pans out long term and you're going to dump $50,000 into one of his rookie cards just seems insane to me. But anyways, let's move on. All right, here's another short clip from Trove really quick.
Someone got a pair of Super Bowl tickets and a pack of sports cards. So last month, our partner Arena Club released their slab packs for the first time.
Okay, I'll admit that sports cards, repacks, not really my thing, but it is very cool that they are including Super Bowl tickets in these repacks. If you're not familiar, he does go on to explain a little bit further in the video how much he loves these repacks. But of course, as he just stated, it is a partner of his, which is Arena Club. If you guys are not familiar, Arena Club is a newer sports card company in the hobby that is backed by Derek Jeter or associated with Derek Jeter. Repacks, I'm not really sure how many of you guys get involved in these or if you're familiar with how they work. Essentially, you've got a pool of cards that you could potentially hit. So they'll say, like, you might have like a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 type of deal, which I believe is what they do. Other people are very vague, so you might pay like $100 for a repack, and your minimum value that you're going to get out of there might be like $40, but your maximum value could be like $300 or $400. So it's a little bit of a gamble, similar to ripping, but you are guaranteed to get some kind of value back out of your product. So not really my thing. Don't really like to gamble on what other people view as a good deal. There's not usually a lot of disclosure around these products. The one thing that I will say about this Arena Club one is it looks like they have published an extensive list of the actual tiers and the cards that are available in the product. So there's a lot of knowledge that can be gained if you're someone that wants to buy these ahead of time, so you kind of have an idea of what you're going to be able to pull. I'm not sure who's behind the actual statistical odds or the mathematics behind your likelihood to pull one of the top cards like this product, the Super Bowl tickets, but it is nice to see more clarity, obviously, as a buyer. So if you're someone that's pursuing that sort of thing and you really like this type of a product, it could be a good one for you to check out. But I do want to get back to the point that I made earlier about people kind of selling out. This seems to be happening a lot in the sports card hobby lately, and I understand that this is going to happen no matter what with anyone that gains a big following. That's just the day and age that we live in with, Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all these different platforms. If you start to get a following and you make really good quality content, you are probably going to get some kind of partnership deals. Now, whether it's this Trove guy, who again, I've really liked his content. I think it's really entertaining and engaging. But as you can clearly see here, right now, he is joining some kind of a partnership deal with Arena Club, which is allowing him the ability to put these things out there and promote them. So the content has kind of shifted away from things that maybe he thought were just really cool, and he's kind of giving you some facts about neat things in the hobby, to now promoting these products and services, which takes away from what he's doing, right? The more videos he makes now where he's promoting these other products, it's kind of like, get back to what you were doing, the reason why we followed you to begin with and why we really like these stories. Whatnot has gotten involved with a ton of content creators / influencers, from Card Collector 2 to Pac-Man cards, to all these different guys that were like at the National, bragging about how Whatnot was kind of backing them and doing like these purchase challenges where Whatnot was giving them like $10,000 or $15,000 to go out into a show and buy as much stuff as they could within like a short time frame. There was a bunch of videos about that I remember from a year or two ago. So we see this a lot in any industry, but it is really becoming a lot more mainstream. These guys aren't really making cool content like they used to about the sports card hobby. It's just all become about money and greed and partnership deals and these repacks and promotions and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Again, it's part of the reason why I've really scaled back on my buying and selling in the hobby. Really kind of taken a back seat. I'm still watching some things on eBay, so if there's any Tom Brady rookie cards that pop up that I don't have that I'm interested in, I'm still a buyer for those things. I still want to collect. I'm a big Michigan fan. Shout out to Michigan on the 2023 National Championship. Super happy about that. But yeah, the sports card hobby is just really declined. So hopefully this was at least a little bit entertaining for you guys. If there's any other topics or things out there that are kind of crazy that you want me to cover, please feel free to get a hold of me and let me know what those things are. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys, even though I'm not as involved as I was. Not sure exactly what my work schedule is going to be like for this year. I might try to hit the National. I believe it's in Cleveland this year, and then next year going back to Chicago. I like Chicago. Maybe I'll go back there. Not 100% sure. If you haven't done this already, please like the video, drop a comment below to let me know what you thought, and hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you guys next time.